All right, hey, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful La'akim out there, pushing this word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Hey, shalom. It's your brother Halak from the GMS Denver camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi with another video. And in this lesson, I want to go into the promise that the Most High made unto our forefather Abraham, because that's what everything is riding upon, man. That's why everything is moving the way it's moving in the earth, so the Most High God Yahweh can fulfill those things that he promised to do for our forefather Abraham. That's just the truth of the matter. All this other nonsense that these Christians are spewing, you see everybody talking about their belief in this and their belief in that, and whatever people are talking about, man, it doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what's written in this Bible. And what's written in this Bible, you see, we find promises addressed to the chosen people of the Most High God Yahweh, the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see, the 12 tribes of Israel. You see, in these promises, they go back to things that the Most High promised to do for our forefather Abraham and his seed after him, man. And this is the only thing that's going to play out on the earth. That's the only thing that matters. Your beliefs or what you want it to be or how you feel it should be, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what the Most High has said. Point blank, period. Point blank, period, man. You see? That's all that matters. So, for us Israelites, man, we have to know our history. You see, for us so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, because we are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. We have to know our history so we can know where we're going, so we can know what's being promised, so we can know what to look forward to. You see? This is why it's what's the word? It is important for you Israelites to repent so you can be brought back into this, man. Because us, right along with our forefathers, have been the Most High God, Yahweh, has promised us beautiful things, man. He's promised us beautiful things. And in this right here, I'm going to go into the promise of the everlasting covenant that we are being prepared to be brought into. So this is Romans 15:4 says what? For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So the things that are written aforetime, which is what? Our history, they're written for our learning, man. You see, that's the thing. That's what's wrong with our people. They have no idea about our history because they're still trying to cleave onto this idea that they're African. You see, that's a concept that the so-called white man gave you. You're not Africans, man. You are Hebrew Israelites. You are the physical descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. And that matters. That matters. You talking about, I seen the post where a nigga was talking about, okay, what if we are the Hebrews? What importance does that information have for us in 2022? The importance of that information is to know what you're about to inherit as a Hebrew Israelite. To know the things that the Most High promised unto our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's why that's important. It's very important, man, because to the Hebrew Israelites, the Most High has made great promises to them, man. Now, one of the things I want to go into when we jump to Genesis 17, and this is one of my favorite things to go into, Genesis 17, we see, let me see. Where we at? I think it's Genesis 17:5. Yep. We'll start at 1. So this in this chapter of Genesis 17, man, we see a dialogue happening between the Most High, Yahweh, and our forefather Abraham, man. And this is very important for us to know as Israelites so we can know what we're about to inherit. You see? Being from this bloodline. It is very important, man. There's a great inheritance waiting for the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we have to know what it is. And once you know what it is, you move in that spirit that the Most High has told you to move in to receive and inherit these things, man. So this is Genesis 17:1. It says what? And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, Yahawah appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the almighty power. Walk before me and be thou perfect. Meaning what? Walk in my ways, be obedient unto me. That's the same spirit that the Most High told Abraham to walk in. We're supposed to be doing that now. Walking in obedience to the Most High God Yahawah through faith in his only begotten son Yahawashi. That's what we're supposed to be doing as Israelites. And if we continue to walk in that spirit and endure to the end, we're going to be saved and be brought into everlasting life, man. Don't you understand that? That the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites, we're about to come into being immortal. That's why that information is important to know. We are about to become immortal, man. Everlasting life, meaning never dying again. Living forever. That's why that information is so important. See, you Jakes are so fucking small-minded. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are so fucking low vibrational. It's disgusting, man. It is disgusting. When we're coming to you with this high-level wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from on high, and you niggas are still down here talking about some goddamn black culture, Hispanic culture, Native American culture. Fuck that bullshit, man. That is low level. Nothing positive has ever come out of that. You Israelites cleaving up to that bullshit, man. Nothing but death and destruction. And the minute of the Lord through the Holy Spirit of Yahawashi is coming to tell you that you are the physical descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that you have a great inheritance that you're about to receive, and you niggas turn your back on it, man. To continue on in that fucking black pride spirit, that brown pride spirit. That's bullshit, man. Low-level thinking ass niggas, man, and it's disgusting, man. And we can't wait till the Most High starts to kill 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans off, man. Because you deserve to be put to death. Because you are a cancer, you are a parasite to the nation of Israel, man. So back in it, verse 2, it says what? And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. And that's talking about who? That was alluding to the 12 tribes of Israel, because you have to understand, each tribe is its own nation unto itself. And in the kingdom of heaven, each man is gonna be a nation unto itself. You see? Because we're going to live forever. So that means we're going to be making babies forever. That means we're going to have an innumerable amount of children. Becoming our own nation, man. Each man is going to become his own nation. That's what you're carrying around with you in your ball sack, man. This is why it's known as what? The family jewels. You see, your lineage resides in your ball sack. You see? And we're going to spread that seed in great abundance in the kingdom of heaven. And that's all to fulfill what? That promise that the Most High is making to our forefather Abraham right here. And that's going to be a beautiful thing, man, because that's one of the things I'm looking forward to most in the kingdom, man. First and foremost, being made righteous. And secondly, you see, having a gigantic family, man. I cannot wait. It's going to be beautiful. These are the things that the true believers of Yahawashi are longing for, man. We're not longing for no fucking equality in America. We're not longing for these people to accept us. We don't give a damn about these people, man. We're longing for the Most High to fulfill the things that he's promised to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what we're looking forward to. So Genesis 17 and 6, it says what? And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will, now this is the main point of this lesson right here. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee, in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee, and to thy seed after thee. So what the Most High is alluding to right here is us being brought into that second covenant. The covenant of everlasting life. You see? Which is only made possible through the blood of the Lord Yahawashi. And that's what the Lord Yahawashi is going to bring us into once he returns the second time to save us from wherever we are on the earth. Lord willing, we be a part of that number to be saved. You see? This is what everything is moving toward. Everything that you see in the earth, everything that you see happening, all these events taking place, this World War III about to pop off, the second coming of the Lord Yahawashi, all that's about to happen so the Most High can fulfill the promises that he made unto our forefather Abraham. You see? That's what everything is moving toward. Everything is situated on the timeline of prophecy, and every event, according to what the Most High has spoken, is going to come to pass to fulfill his will. And when it's all said and done, we're going to be his people, and he's going to be our God. Up under that everlasting covenant. And he's only promised to do that for who? The 12 tribes of Israel, the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Every nation does not come from Abraham. So this is not for all people. And as the Most High, and when you run through the book of Genesis, going through the history and who the promises were going to be established with, he told Abraham that what? And Isaac shall thy seed be called. You see? Meaning what? The seed of the promise was going to come forth from Isaac. And who did Isaac bring forth? Who was Isaac's children? Esau and Jacob. And who was chosen? Jacob was chosen over Esau. And then it fell from Jacob. It fell to Jacob. Then it fell to who? It fell to his descendants. The 12 tribes of Israel, man. Which we are. This is what the Most High is going to bring us into. This is what the Most High is preparing to bring us into. This is why you see us standing upon our feet in these last days, returning back to the Most High God YAHAWAH through faith in his only begotten son Yahawashi. That's why you see all this happening, man. This is not coincidence. This is not some chance happening, man. This is happening so the Most High can be found true and faithful by bringing these promises to pass as he's promised to our forefathers. Now, let's get it here in Jeremiah 31, and I'm going to read the first verse, man. I can read this whole chapter if I wanted to, but it's so much. I wanted also to get it in Hebrews chapter 8 because it says the same thing in Hebrews, man. For all you Christians who will come and hear this video or watch this lesson and be like, well, that was the Old Testament. Well, when you jump to the New Testament, it says the same thing. The second covenant is talked about in the New Testament, man. Letting you know that the Old Testament has not been done away with, because when you have the true understanding of this Holy Bible through the Holy Spirit of Yahweh, bahasham, Yahawashi, you understand that the Messiah and his apostles, they were teaching from where? They were teaching from the Old Testament. The things that they were talking about were not some new concepts, man. You see, the New Testament is founded and based upon what's written in the Old Testament. And the Old Testament pertains to who? The Israelites. So that lets us know what? The New Testament pertains to who? The Israelites. The seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The children of the promise. You see? So Jeremiah 31:1, it says what? And at the same time, saith Yahawah, will I be the God of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people. Do you hear that? The Most High is alluding to what? That promise that he made unto our forefather Abraham back in Genesis 17, that everlasting covenant. Now, when we jump down, because this is a beautiful chapter to go into, go read it on your own time. It's a very, very beautiful chapter, man. When you jump down to Jeremiah 31, we'll start at verse 31. It says what? Behold, the days come, saith Yahawah, because at the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, the Most High made promises. You see, he spoke things that he must bring to pass, because if he don't, he will be found a liar. And we know, according to Numbers 23:19, that what? The Most High is not a man that he should lie. If he said it, he's going to do it. If he spoke it, best believe it's going to come to pass, man. So listen, Jeremiah 31, it says what? Behold, the days come, saith Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. So he's letting us know that the covenant that he made with us coming out of Egypt, where he gave us the law, statutes, and commandments upon tables of stone, he's not going to do it that way anymore. Because what? We broke that first covenant. And why did we break it? Is because we're in the flesh. And the flesh is inherently wicked, man. You see? The flesh is wicked. And that's what always gets us in trouble with the Most High. This damn flesh. So he's telling us that he ain't gonna make the covenant with us like that never again. You see? But when you get to verse 33, he lets us know what type of covenant he's gonna make with us this second time around. Jeremiah 31 and 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts. And what's going to happen? And will be their God, and they shall be my people, fulfilling the promise that he made unto our forefather Abraham. Now, with the second covenant, what is he going to do? So the first one, he put it on tables of stone. That's done. That's never going to happen for us ever again. The second one, he's going to do what? He's going to put it in our minds. You see? He's going to put the law, statutes, and commandments in us so we can keep them in perfection. And and for that to happen, what has to happen? We have to be changed. We have to be taken from these mortal bodies to be given immortal bodies. And we're going to have the law, statutes, and commandments put into our mind so we will never sin again. Fulfilling that promise of that everlasting covenant being made with Abraham's seed. We're about to come into that, man. This is what the Most High is preparing us for. You see? And this is for all you guys saying that we're already up under the second covenant. And that's a damn lie. We're not under the second covenant. Because if that was the case, 34 lets us know what will be happening with us when we're under the second covenant. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yahawah. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. So up under the second covenant, we're not going to have to teach the Israelites anything, man, because it's going to be in them. You see? Once the remnant is saved, you see, the remnant, that elect number who are part of that first dominion, we're going to rebirth the 2/3 into the kingdom. And when the 2/3 are born, they're going to be born in their right mind. They're going to be born up under their second covenant, knowing righteousness. You see? They're going to be born in perfection. So we won't have to teach them Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi. They will already know it. It will be in them from birth. This is how we know that we're not under the second covenant. Because what do we see the Israelites doing? You got Israelites out here still being homos, which is against the law of the Most High. You got Israelites out here still being lesbians, which is against the law of the Most High. They out here eating all manner of abominable food, meat. Let me say it like that. Abominable meat, when that's against the law of the Most High. You got Israelites walking around with no beards on their face when they can grow beards. Hey, that's against the law of the Most High. You got Israelites out here dressing like women. Israelite men out here dressing like women. Israelite women out here dressing like men. That's all against the laws of the Most High. You got Israelites out here murdering one another. That's against the law of the Most High. They're out here stealing, committing all manner of fraud, bearing false witness. All those things are against the laws of the Most High. This is how we know we're not up under that second covenant, because under the second covenant, we're going to have the laws in us, and we're never going to sin again. We're never going to break or go against the laws of the Most High ever again. Hell, we wouldn't have to be on the highways and byways teaching or making these videos if we were under that second covenant, because it says what? And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor. We wouldn't have to do this if we were under the second covenant. This is how we know we're not under the second covenant, because we're still teaching. Even the most wicked Israelite on the side, when they're reborn into the kingdom of heaven, they are going to know Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, man, because it's going to be instilled in them. They're going to be born with it. That's something that's not happening right now, man. We're waiting for this to come. And this is what Yahawashi is going to bring us into, man. That's what everything is moving towards, us being brought into this everlasting covenant according to that promise that the Most High made unto our forefather Abraham. You see? This is the true narrative of the Bible. This is what's really written, man. Not that bullshit that you're learning in that Christian church. Got to keep saying it like that, man. The Christian church has completely lied to you. You see? You're only going to get the true understanding when you come to the men of the Lord. But yeah, we are being prepared to be brought into that second covenant, man. And Lord willing, we continue to endure. And like I said, you can also go read this in the New Testament as well. Hebrews chapter 8. It says the same thing. Verse 7, it says what? Hebrews 8 and 7. For if that first covenant, so how could it be that the Old Testament is done away with, but the Apostle Paul is right here quoting from the Old Testament, quoting the same exact prophet and chapter I was reading from just a second ago, letting us know that the Old Testament has not been done away with, man. Now, that first covenant has been done away with, but the Old Testament is still in play because there's still things that need to come to pass that you find written in the Old Testament. You see? So let's read Hebrews 8 and 7. It says, "For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second." So if we could have been saved and been made perfect under that first covenant, there would be no need for a second covenant. Verse 8 says what? "For finding fault with them." And why did the Most High find fault with us? Because of our flesh. That's the fault, man. That's what's wrong with us. Us being in these chains of darkness is our problem. And this is why we need Yahawashi to come and change us and make us as he is, which he's coming to do, as it is written, according to the will of the Most High God, Yahawashi. So Hebrews 8 and 8, "For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith Yahawashi, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel," the northern kingdom, "and with the house of Judah," which is the southern kingdom. Verse 9, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers, and the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Because we broke that first covenant, man. We transgressed the laws of the Most High, and he punished us for it. So for us not to go back into that state of falling up under the curses again, the Most High is going to have to instill the laws, statutes, and commandments in us, man. He's going to have to make it a part of our DNA. You know? It says what? Verse 10. "For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws in their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people." You hear that? Fulfilling the promise that he made unto our forefather Abraham. "And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sin and their iniquities will I remember no more." And this is what we're being prepared for. You see? And it all goes through who? It all goes through our Lord Yahawashi, man. And this is why we're so heavy about you Israelites repenting and believing upon Yahawashi, as it is written. You see? Because he's the one that's going to bring us up under that second covenant. Because through his blood, this is only through his blood is this made possible. You see? Verse 13 says what? "And that he saith, a new covenant he hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away." And it is. It is. We're on the verge of what? Being changed to be brought into immortality, man. We just have a few more prophecies that have to pop off. And the Lord Yahawashi will be cracking the clouds. You see? He'll be cracking those skies with those chariots before you know it, man. To fulfill the will of the Most High God, Yahweh. So those promises that the Most High made unto our forefathers can be fulfilled. Once again, that's all it's about. The Most High being found faithful and true by keeping his word that he made unto our forefathers. Anything outside of that, it doesn't matter. You see? So, man, Lord willing, that was edifying. You see what we've been prepared for, you know, and we're longing for this day to come, man, and it's fastly approaching. And so with that, I'm going to give all praise, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, qadash. A double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopefully Le'akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi has created us to do. With that, I'm going to say shalom, wa, abba,